Now keep in mind this bike is $700. So for that price, what would you give this bike on a scale from 1 to 10?
For a $700 bike?
Yeah.
Shoot, they can get a 10 for me.
For 10?
You should have led with that.
So we are about to review what might be the best cheap moped style e-bike that we received in 2025. I say that because although this bike is currently around $700, it has a 1,000 watt motor with a 1,500 watt peak, advertised to go 30 miles an hour, but we're going to test that out. It has a 48 volt 15.6 amp hour battery, advertised to go 70 miles to charge. We're going to test that out as well. Full suspension and a compact frame. This bike is the TamoByke T73. To purchase this e-bike, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. Also, I am doing an e-bike giveaway. If you want to be included in this giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel and comment below on what type of e-bike you would like. Here, got it. So what happened to the tire?
Both of them.
Both of them like that? Ain't no way. Goodness. Do you trust using these tires?
Maybe air is expensive wherever they put
them. Maybe it's a seat booster. Yeah, that's the trunk. Man, that's a big trunk too. Alright, so we got this bike unboxed. Doesn't look like anything was damaged outside of the tires, right? But this is a 20x4 Kenda tires. I usually hit or miss on Kenda tires. They do tend to be very durable, even though I guess we're going to find out when we put air in this thing, right? But I normally don't like Kenda tires because they're kind of slick. You know what I mean? They're usually a little slick, but we'll see. So we're going to have to put our kickstand on, put our front wheel on, put our front fender on, put our handlebar on, which is already connected via wires. Let's now see what came in this box. We have our pedals, which are labeled. Nice array of tools with some hexagon wrenches that I can actually use. I really like the hexagon wrenches that have this handle on it, you know what I mean? Some footrests. So I guess if you want to ride with a passenger. I believe that is our axle that we're going to use to put our front wheel on. And our charger to charge our 15 amp hour battery. These instructions are kind of clear. I wish they was a little bit more clear though, but we're going to try to use it. Hopefully things are pretty straightforward. Trying to put this axle in the wheel was difficult. We almost had to screw it into this hole here, but again, the front fork is going to go in between this wide washer here and that hook washer. The front fork is going to go in there. So we got this bike put together, only took us about 30 minutes. So TamoByke did send me a new rear tire, which was really nice. This bike is pretty standard for a moped style e-bike. It's about 5 feet 5 inches from wheel to wheel. The distance from the seat to the floor is about 2 feet 10 inches. The handlebar, which is kind of adjustable, you can adjust the angle. Where we have it now is like 3 feet 11 inches from the floor. So usually Kenda tires, although they have been durable for me, usually the grip is a little, kind of 50-50, but for these tires, for whatever reason, they seem grippier than most Kenda tires that I've used. So all in all, I do like the look of this moped style e-bike. I especially like when they give you this like little trunk at the bottom of your bike. But I think it looked a little bit better than your standard moped style e-bike, but let me know what y'all think. Look at that suspension. And I like curl suspension over like air suspension. I think it has better rebound. And this suspension is pretty long. Give y'all a look at this rear suspension. We also have suspension in the front of the bike. Look like we have a motorcycle style front fork. It doesn't look like we can adjust the compression of this suspension though. Give y'all a look at this front suspension. Get a look at our rear and front 160 millimeter Logan hydraulic brakes. Looks like we have a long banana style seat on this bike, and it seems I guess it's kind of firm, but I guess we'll see. This seat is about 1 feet 11 inches long, and it's about 5.5 inches wide. This bike did come with footrests that you could install on the bike. We're not going to do it because I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. I just don't think I'll be riding with a passenger on a bike this short. And I think the back of my feet will probably hit the footboard. So this bike did come with a set of keys here that you can put in here in order to take your battery out. You can charge the battery while it's on the bike if you want to. Just plug it up here. You can turn this battery on and off. I suggest turning it off when you're not using your e-bike. Nice wide handlebar for a moped style e-bike. It's about 2 feet 2 inches wide. Looks like we have your standard hard rubbery handlebar grip. We have your standard Shimano 7 gear shifter. So we're now going to go ahead and turn our bike on. I'm going to press and hold the power button. And that turns my colorful display on. Let's look at some basic information on the display. Our battery life is at the top here. We did fully charge this e-bike. Our trip mileage is here, but that's how many miles you've ridden on your last bike ride. Your odometer. Our pedal assist mode. Let's see how many modes we have. I'm going to click the plus button here. Looks like we have 5 different pedal assist modes. We have a twist throttle for throttle only. I can appreciate what they did to try to protect our chain, right? Look like we have a chain cover and a chain wheel cover. If I click that button, that turns my pretty standard but bright headlight on and my rear light on. That rear light is also a brake light. If I click this button, that turns my pretty noticeable turning signal on the back of my bike. We have a horn. That's pretty loud. Tamo! So TamoByke T73, what are your thoughts?
This is a good bike.
Okay.
I think that this is a good bike for people just of all sizes. I feel like comfortable to get on this bike. My friend, she's what, 5'2", and she felt comfortable.
With shoes on, how tall are you?
5'6", and moped bike, right? So it's really, really good on the curves and stuff like that. That's what I like about moped bike. This is a good off-road bike. Once again, this bike is fast, but it does not kick in. Like, it takes a little oomph.
Okay.
You're gonna have to pedal a little hard to get the first pedal assist, but as soon as you get the first pedal assist, you're good to go. The suspension, I would give the suspension like a 7. I felt safe on the bike. Even doing some sharper turns, I felt safe on the bike. I think you guys shouldn't keep a headlight on at all times.
Okay. That dim light.
Yeah, that dim light. If it's daylight outside, why are you wasting my battery?
So we're now gonna go ahead and try out these Kinder tires. Maybe test out the grip a little bit. We're gonna go through some gravel here. And it did rain yesterday, so I guess a little slipping would be understandable, but not a whole lot of slipping so far. Yeah, a little bit of slipping. I ain't gonna even lie. But it's not too bad though, so let's brake here. Yeah, not bad. So normally I would be cautious in laning on Kinder tires because a lot of times they're kind of slick, you know what I mean? But I feel comfortable leaning with these tires. They have a bit of grip to them for Kinder tires, so I feel comfortable leaning on this bike. That and the fact that this is a moped style e-bike, it's usually easier to lean on these bikes because they are closer to the floor, but lean at your own comfort, you know what I mean? I like leaning because I feel like it gives you more control of your turn. So we're not gonna go off-road, try out the tires, but also test out the suspension. And so far so good actually. All right. Not bad. Honestly, both suspensions are good so far, but go back up here. Oh, this is really nice. Man, I'm starting to notice this double coil suspension in the back. E-bikes that got that had really comfortable suspension. Yeah, this is pretty good, especially for the price. This is elite. Elite suspension for the price, for sure. I feel like it's absorbing all of the bumps and cracks on this bike ride here. Doesn't feel very shaky, feels very smooth. And I would say it's because of the rear suspension, but it's both really. Both suspension are contributing to this smooth bike ride off-road. And you can't even hear the suspension really. So let's go downhill here. Oh, wow. Okay. Damn, that's pretty good. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give that suspension like a, man, I give it like a 9. Mode 1 through 3, pedal assist, feels pretty perfect. It doesn't seem like it's semi-flying. I feel like my pedal is still being considered in mode 1 through 3. I'm in mode 1. Look like mode 1 takes me up to 7 miles per hour. I'm going to break here. Switch it to mode 3. And I think mode 3 is always a great test for your pedal assist. So in mode 3, let me go up here. It still didn't send me flying. And I feel like my pedal is still being considered. And this is pretty comfortable. Great pedal assist, great reaction. So that makes me feel like, although it feels like a cadence shifter a little bit, like I can ghost pedal a little bit here. I feel like it's not so bad where I can't keep up with the motor. Like, this is alright. If I was to have a speed cadence sensor, this level of sensitivity is perfect. But, great brakes, by the way. So we're not going to try max speed, pedal assist, and again, it feels like a speed sensor, but it's not so bad where I can't keep up with the motor, so hopefully the pedal assist will be comfortable with me going mode 5. Got up to 25 miles per hour pretty quickly. Go ahead and gun it here. 27. Honestly, this pedal assist is pretty perfect in mode 5 too. All right, can I get to 28? All right, looking like max speed, 27 miles per hour. So we're not gonna go max speed, throttle only, so I'm not pedaling. Gonna see how fast we can go here. And the bike takes off pretty gradually and throttle only. And again, your pedal assist mode determines how fast you can go. We're in mode 5, so this is as fast as you can go here. So 25, 27, 28. All right, 30. It doesn't feel like 30, but 28, it feels like 28. 28, 27. All right, so we'll just say 28 miles per hour. I do think this is a great bike for the streets. Not encouraging you to ride this bike in the streets, but I'm saying that because you have all the bells and whistles, headlight, rear light, turning signals, horn, but also because this bike has some weight to it. Like I'm not easily moved around by the wind, and this bike is pretty comfortable. You know, comfortable moped style seat. So yeah, I think this bike would be a great bike for the streets. And I notice cars tend to respect bikes like this because they kind of assume it's a moped. You know what I mean? Like an actual moped without pedals. But I also think this bike would be great for urban areas because you can cut through some pretty tight corners like I'm doing here. Because it's so compact, I think you can avoid people and things pretty easily on this bike because it's so short, you know what I mean? So a short bike mixed with the ability to easily maneuver around things, I think make this a great bike, not only for the street, but also for urban urban areas. We're now gonna go max speed, throttle only, up a hill. And your throttle, the max speed of your throttle is determined by what pedal assist mode you're in. I'm in mode 5. Let's see how much speed we lose going up this hill. And this is like a 35-degree hill. And the hill also has a turn on it. So we're gonna see how much speed we lose going up this hill. We're going into the hill now at 22 miles per hour. We're going into the steepest part of the hill as well as the turn. So still at 22, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 13, 12. Oh, this hill is getting the best of this bike, huh? 11, 12, okay. So yeah, we lost about 10 miles per hour. We usually lose around 9 or 10, so. TamoByke T73, for the price, which is now like around $700, I think this is a really solid e-bike. What I like the most about it is how comfortable it is. This is a really comfortable banana style seat. I like that I can scoot all the way back as well as adjust the handlebar angle. I love the speed, like I was able to get up to 27, 28 miles per hour. I love the suspension on the back. The 2-coil suspension on the back really makes this bike comfortable whether you're on the road or off road. I like both suspensions actually. I love how this bike deals with turns. They did have to send me new tires, so I'll say if you get this bike, make sure you take it to your nearest bike shop. Make sure you get it a tune-up, get things looked at. Only thing I did not like about the bike is the battery life. I went on a 10-mile bike ride. Now I did spend 4 miles going max speed pedal assist. I spent 1 mile going max speed throttle only. The rest of the time I was in like mode 3. In that 10, 11 miles, I lost like 2 out of 3 battery bars. So that's more like 30 to 40 miles to charge. But I think that's because there's always a dim light on your bike. So even when you turn your headlight off, a dim light always appears up here. And I think that drains the battery, so maybe get a new headlight. For $700 on a scale from 1 to 10, I give this bike an 8.5. So comment below what you give this bike on a scale from 1 to 10. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.